The hardest part wasn't wearing it was explaining it. I was 9 when I learned what a homemade costume really meant. Our school announced career day with the same overhyped excitement they gave to anything that cost money. Dress like your future job, they cheered. Kids buzzed about doctor kits, firefighter helmets, pilot uniforms. I stayed quiet, doing the math in my head. I already knew we didn't have costume money. That night at dinner, ramen with an egg, which was a good night, I mentioned it. Career day is next week, I said casually, pushing noodles around. Dad looked up from his bowl. What are you thinking of being? Maybe a teacher, I shrugged. They just wear regular clothes. He gave me that look, the one where he was already calculating what he could give up. We'll figure something out, he said softly. 2 nights later, I woke at 2 a.m. to the hum of Mom's old sewing machine. I crept out and found Dad hunched over it, still in his grease-stained work shirt. His uniform for his early shift was already laid out, but instead of sleeping, he was carefully stitching something white. Dad? I whispered. He startled. Hey buddy, go back to sleep, just working on a little project. The next morning, he presented it to me with a tired smile. A lab coat made from a cut-up bedsheet, pockets, folded collar. He'd even crafted a stethoscope out of headphones and a funnel. For my scientist, he said, eyes proud, voice cracked with exhaustion. At school, I wore that homemade coat with a weird mix of pride and fear. When it was my turn, I said, I want to be a medical researcher who finds cures for diseases. At lunch, Zach, whose dad was a real doctor, pointed at my coat. That's actually pretty good, he said, reaching out. His finger caught on a tear. Wait, is this a bedsheet? Silence. My dad made it, I said quietly. Your dad sews? He laughed. Like a girl? His friends joined in. Does he wear dresses too? No wonder you wear the same 3 shirts. Is that why your backpack has duct tape on it? Every insult was a blade. Not just at me, but at my dad. The man who worked 2 jobs, cooked every meal, helped with my homework, and stayed up all night sewing so I wouldn't feel left out. I stared at my free lunch tray, willing myself not to cry. Don't cry, don't cry, don't. Then something snapped. I stood up, heart pounding. Yeah, my dad sews, I said. He also works 2 jobs, cooks dinner, helps with math homework, and made this instead of sleeping before his morning shift. He can do anything. What does your dad do besides buy you stuff? The cafeteria went dead quiet. After school, my teacher, Mrs. Hernandez, asked me to stay behind. Your lab coat is wonderful, she said. I overheard what happened at lunch. You stood up for your father beautifully. Then she added, my mother used to make all my clothes. We couldn't afford store-bought, and now 20 years later, I'm a research scientist. I keep a photo on my desk, me, in that bedsheet lab coat, standing beside my exhausted but proud father. Because if you grew up poor, you know, the hardest part isn't wearing homemade clothes. It's having to explain them.